Savers are losers. Cash is trash. You can't save your way to financial freedom. You've probably heard these bold claims from financial experts like Robert Kiyosaki, Grant Cardone, Warren Buffett, and others. They shout these messages from their platform, making you feel like saving money is a complete waste of time. But here's the truth. They're only telling you half the story. And that half story, that half truth, it's keeping you stuck. I get why these experts say this. They're trying to shake you out of the save and hope or just save your money mindset and push you toward investing. But the problem is when they say things like savers are losers, they make it sound like saving money is useless, and that's just not true. Now, don't get me wrong here, because investing is important, but here's the reality. Without savings, you never even get to the investing stage. Saving money is how you build security, create options, and give yourself the ability to take action when opportunities arrive. Saying that saving money is for losers is like saying that the foundation of a house doesn't matter. Without it, the whole thing collapses. Saving isn't just about hoarding money. It's about freedom. Here's the real truth. Saving opens doors. Investing keeps them open, and financial freedom kicks them down. If you want to break out of the paycheck to paycheck cycle, you need savings. If you want to invest without fear, you need savings. If you want to take opportunities when they come, you need savings. Yet so many people don't save. And it's not because they don't want to, but because their mindset is keeping them stuck. The half-truths that the experts repeat over and over again, they create fear, confusion, and a sense of, why bother? And that mindset is what's actually keeping you from financial freedom. Hey everyone, I'm Rose Colburn, and I'm here to help you take control of your personal finances so that you can create a life you truly love. I keep financial freedom real, attainable, and BS-free because no one should feel like wealth is out of reach. If you're tired of financial advice that sounds good, but doesn't actually work in real life, then you're in the right place here. If you've ever felt confused, frustrated, or even guilty about trying to save money, and this video is for you. Today, I'm breaking down why this message is misleading and how it traps people in the scarcity mindset that keeps them in a cycle of non-action and what you should be doing instead. Here's what I've seen over and over again. So many people hear that they need to save 3 to 6 months of expenses, and that number feels so huge. They just give up before they even start. I felt that way myself. Or they hear that investing is the only way to get rich, but they don't think they have enough to invest. So they put it off and end up doing nothing at all. Been there too. Maybe you've heard spiritual and personal growth teachers say that money is currency or it's energy and that energies should flow. And so you let it flow right out of your bank account. Had that happen too. But if all of your money is flowing and none of it is staying put, guess what? You don't have financial security. You're just one emergency away from being stuck. So why don't more people save and set up a savings account, an emergency fund, or as I call it, a freedom fund? Think about it. There's probably been a time in your life when you needed access to money fast. Maybe an unexpected bill, a car repair, a medical expense, or even something urgent like bailing yourself or a loved one out of a tough situation. And when that money wasn't there, it caused stress and even frustration and even probably put you into debt. So if we all know that emergencies happen, why don't more people save? Because of money blocks and scarcity thinking, beliefs that have been ingrained in us for years, making it feel impossible to save. Here's the hard truth. So many people think, I'll start saving when I have more money. But when is that? If you're not saving now, when is that going to change? Without savings, you're always reacting and never planning. This mindset makes saving feel impossible, when really it's just one small choice that can add up over time. And that brings me to the real reason most people feel stuck. They don't even realize that they're living paycheck to paycheck. Let's break it down with a real life example. Let's say that you're earning $4,200 per month. You get paid every 2 weeks. After paying your bills, you have about $300 to $400 left over from each paycheck. Now here's what usually happens. Friday night comes around, you go out to eat. Maybe it's a special occasion. Maybe it's just your usual Friday night routine. Either way, you drop about $45 on dinner. Saturday, you hit the store. You got to do your weekly shopping. But you see something cool. Maybe it's $50, maybe $60. You tell yourself, it's not that much. Later, you're scrolling social media and you find yourself window shopping on Amazon. You weren't planning to spend money, but now you're clicking the checkout button and another $60 is gone. By the time the weekend is over, your leftover money is down to about $200. And you think, we're good. Groceries are bought, bills are paid, gas is covered. We have enough to get through the next paycheck. Newsflash, this is paycheck to paycheck living. You're not living in survival or crisis stage yet, but what happens when your car breaks down, your washer stops working, or any number of unexpected things, or worse, you get caught in the $2,500 problem. Now stick with me here, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been in this situation before, even if your number is different. The $2,500 problem is when something unexpected happens, and it's about half your paycheck, or usually just a little more than half. It's just enough to wreak havoc on your finances. And what usually happens, it's not just one $2,500 expense, it's a couple of them back to back that really set you back financially. I even know someone who recently found himself facing an unexpected legal challenge. And whether he's guilty or not, that's not the point. The cops picked him up, and he had his wallet, his credit cards, debit cards with him. They placed him in holding overnight, and he had a hearing the next day. The judge ordered a $2,500 cash bond. Up until this moment, he was doing okay financially. Bills were paid, good job, wasn't behind on anything. But like most average working people, he didn't have $2,500 just sitting around for something like this. If you've ever found yourself caught by the $2,500 problem, drop a comment below with $2,500. And if your number is different, maybe it's $1,800, maybe it's $3,200. Tell me what your $2,500 problem looks like. Let's talk about it. Here's the thing. If you earn, say, $4,200 a month, that $2,500 isn't even your full monthly wage. But if you had to come up with that kind of money right now, could you? You can't put bail on a credit card. And just like that, without a freedom fund, you're stuck. Either you're stuck in jail, waiting for someone to help you out. You're stuck without a car, trying to figure out how to get to work. You're stuck without a washer, trying to make do. You're stuck scrambling to cover an emergency, turning to credit cards, loans, or maybe even a favor. This is why you need to start saving, not out of fear, but to give yourself choices. Without a freedom fund, you're one unexpected bill away from crisis mode. This is why the messaging around saving is for losers is so dangerous. It's not that you shouldn't invest, it's that without savings, you never have the opportunity or the security to make smart investing decisions. And when financial experts push these extreme messages, they create more confusion and stress than clarity. Now, let's be real. Why do so many financial experts push this extreme saving is bad message? Because fear sells, confusion sells, scarcity sells. They tell you that if you don't act now, you'll miss out, that you're making a huge mistake if you don't join today, that you'll never be financially free unless you follow their system. Because if they can convince you that putting money into savings is a huge mistake, you'll feel like you need their program to fix it. And look, I get it. Marketing is marketing, but financial freedom isn't about extremes. It's about balance. Here's where I'm different. Right now, I don't even have a program to sell you. I do some one-on-one coaching, but unless you're looking for that, there's nothing here for you to buy. And when I do launch my coaching program, I don't want you signing up from a place of fear, desperation, or feeling like you're backed into a corner. I want you to sign up from a place of hope, belief, and motivation to change your financial journey. From a place of empowerment, knowing you're ready to build something better. I want you to sign up because you're ready to build a real journey of financial freedom. You should never invest in yourself, whether it's my program or anyone else's, because you feel pressured, scared, or afraid of missing out. You should invest in yourself when you feel ready, when you're excited and you're committed to making real changes. So if you ever decide to join my program when it's ready, I want you to do it because it feels right, not because I convinced you that you had no other choice. So now that you've seen the full picture about why savings isn't bad and why the experts push the savings is bad message, I hope this video helped you see savings for what it really is. Not a waste of time, but a foundation for real financial freedom. And if you're trying to decide whether you should be saving or investing right now, then watch this next video. It'll help you figure out which decision is right for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.